Interacting with
She got it from my granddad. I made it.
I gave your apologies. I said you were on
Okay.
the way.
I got. It took me 1 hour to get from East Street to Creedmoor Road. Who? John.
And these are long sleeves because we're going into
Can I be the attorney then? I am. Tom's here. Here we go. That was the meeting I was at this morning.
Who left me some grapes? Oh, this was supposed to be yours.
on fire.
This one was 2 hours.
That's the curse.
That's the Cranville County Homeless.
That's all it says. Absolutely.
I'm running out of gas. I need a diesel.
David is not coming.
It's all right until I start walking,
No, not at all.
down that I had an hour and a half between meetings today, so
Call this meeting to order. Good evening and welcome to the City of Oxford Commissioners Board meeting. It's past 07, Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. I would like to ask Pastor Bruce Beck of West Oxford Baptist Church to lead us in prayer, following the pledge of allegiance by Commissioner Kirsten.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this opportunity to gather tonight to meet, to look at decisions that need to be made, blessings that have been upon this community. There are many in our surrounding areas that would love to have this opportunity to gather together and have such a meeting. We praise you for the way that you have called even this community to rise up and to respond. So we pray for those who are on the field helping our brothers and sisters. And, we just pray that you'll give them the grace and the strength to minister, to serve. I pray that while they're away, that everything goes smoothly. Father, we continue to pray in the days ahead that you would give us wisdom to know how to respond, and that you would give your strength to those who are having to face some difficult decisions and responsibilities, and we just pray that you continue to show up in a mighty way. Thank you for this time tonight, and we just pray that you would lead and guide. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I would ask if everyone could stand and face the flag. For the pledge of allegiance. Move it a little bit. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
At this time, we will consider adjustment to and approval of tonight's agenda. Are there any adjustments?
Make a motion that we accept the agenda as written.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? To provide for the highest standards of behavior and transparency in governance, the Board of Commissioners have approved a code of ethics to establish guidelines for ethical standards for board members and to provide guidance in determining appropriate conduct. Among those board members shall avoid impropriety in exercise of the official duties and shall conduct the affairs of the board in an open and public manner. If any board member knows of a conflict of interest or appearance of conflict, please state so this time. If there are no conflict, let the record note no conflicts of interest. Tonight we'll start, we have a delegation, we have a presentation by our financial manager, Ms. Melanie Trexler.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I am Melanie, your finance director, and this is my first time doing a little monthly presentation to you about our financial position. And so what I'm going to do is kind of do this over a comparative in percentages from last year to this year. To let you know, to start with, our collections in our general fund for our taxes is actually up 16% over last year. The expenditures are running 29% up. So we're spending a little more money this year than we did last year at this point. We just had a few extra little projects here at the start of the year. And we also always have annual expenditures that we pay in July. That's for the whole year. So that's why that's also a little bit up. For water and sewer, we're pretty much flat where our collections are running about the same as last year, which is pretty good considering that we had a rate increase in our water and sewer rates. Let's see. Total net position for our water and sewer is 14% of our total revenue. So we're in the good for our water and sewer fund. As far as our cash position, our cash balance is up 1.6% over the prior year also. So that's pretty much all I just wanted to say about our finances. If anyone has any questions, I'm available all day long, every day. Okay.
This time we're going to have a proclamation for the Fire Safety Week. Chief Cottrell is out, but fortunately we had Pastor Bruce Beck in town, and he was last night. He's a firefighter, volunteer firefighter, and he was on last night down in 500 Goshen Street where they had a program burn. So, Pastor, will you please come forward and take the proclamation for the fire department?
City of Austin, North Carolina, in recognition of Fire Prevention Week, October 6th through 12th, 2024. Smoke alarms, work for you. Whereas the City of Austin and our firemen are committed to ensuring the safety and security of all residents, businesses, and visitors. And whereas home fires killed more than 2,700 people in the United States in 2022. According to the National Fire Protection Association, fire departments in the United States respond to 360,000 home fires. And whereas 3 out of 5 home fire deaths result from fires in properties without working smoke alarms. And whereas fire alarms are a cost-effective method of alerting those asleep to the threat and incursion of smoke and fire. And whereas Oxford's residents should install smoke alarms in every bedroom, outside separate sleeping areas, and on every level of the home, including alert devices that meet the needs of people who are deaf and hard of hearing. And whereas state residents should test smoke alarms at least once a month. And whereas Oxford first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention, education, and protection. And now, therefore, I, the Yeoman Nurse, Mayor of Oxford, along with the Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim October 6th Prevention Week for the city of Oxford and encourage all residents to be prepared to use all the tools of prevention to avoid being a victim of fire and to celebrate our first responders for their courage, dedication, discipline, and professionalism as they respond to the needs of our community. In witness whereof, I have set unto my hand and caused the seal of Oxford to be affixed this 8th day of October 2024. Signed, Guillermo Henderson, Mayor, City of Oxford.
I just want to say that smoke alarm is not working, it's no good. So it must be working. I haven't seen any, all the cars I've run into, I've never seen a working smoke alarm, so.
Thank you. Commissioner Rich.
I feel like I have to make this comment because a week and a half ago, the fire department arrived at my home. And my wife was home. And our security system, when there's a lot of smoke, will go off and literally call 911 or fire department. So 2 big red fire trucks arrived at my wife's while she was there, and she said she felt so embarrassed because what she had done is left a dish towel on the toaster. And, you know, it got down in there and smoke was all over the house. You know, I mean, it was just smoke. But the fire department arrived there, they came in, they, you know, looked around, they investigated everything. And even, you know, with my wife just being so embarrassed that she had done that, because believe it or not, a week earlier I had said, we have got to stop leaving paper products around the toaster and, you know, dishwashing stuff. And she just looked at me and she said, I was so embarrassed, honey. But she said the fire department was so nice. They, you know, they gave her some rules about, you know, what you should have around the toaster. But they gave her the comfort of knowing that had there been a fire, they would have gotten there very quickly because she said within a couple of minutes, the fire department was at our home. And I just want to thank y'all for that and appreciate quick response that y'all did at my house. Thank you.
Additionally, the fire department, this week or last week, they did a drive to collect items for the damages out west. In 3 days, they pulled, no, 4 days, or probably more. Yeah, 3 containers full. I went out there one day thinking it was just going to be a short day, but ended up being a full day. And what I saw was firefighters from STEM, Creedmoor, Butner, Antioch. They came, all the fire departments, both towns and rural firefighters that were there pitching in, and they worked so united, and they were all together doing this cause. So that's another kudos for them. Besides, they wouldn't let me go in and fight the fire yesterday. They said I retired from the Navy too long to be in there, but I came dressed to do it, but they kicked me out. At this time, we move into the public comment section. And our first public comment online is coming from Ms. Debbie Ramsey, 107 Meadow Heights. And there's multiple topics.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to make sure I can be heard. I've got a couple of issues that I need to talk about, and if you'll just listen, I'll tell you what it's all about. I respectfully ask that the board require the mayor to put lengthy presentations at the end of regular meetings especially when the presentations have nothing to do with city business. These presentations should be optional for citizens doing their civic duty by attending board member meetings. I don't know how the people sitting before me handle their own personal budgets. When I purchase something, call a service person to make home repairs, or even go to the grocery store, I know my financial situation and I spend accordingly. I am constantly amazed that this board makes financial decisions using taxpayer funds and without ever asking how much it will cost and from which pot the money will come. As a taxpayer, I want to thank Mr. McCray for researching the suggested OPD move to the Hancock Bank Building, and also express my appreciation to other board members for putting the brakes on the decision to move the Oxford Police Department to the Hancock Bank Building. The decision would have certainly been premature since no feasibility study had been completed to determine if the Hancock Bank Building could even house the police department, especially as it relates to the fact that criminal evidence could not be secured. There was no study regarding the financial cost to bring the Hancock Bank Building up to code. Mr. Tovey, Mr. Khan, and Mayor Nurse appeared to believe that the move would be as simple as backing a U-Haul up to the PD. They certainly understood that the Hancock Bank Building would possibly require hundreds of thousands of dollars to bring it up to code. There is a reason that that Hancock Bank Building is set unsold, especially as it relates to roof, HVAC, and sprinkler system upgrades. Both Mr. Khan and Mayor Nurse have taken significant contributions to their campaign, and Mr. Tovey has been seen on social media being entertained.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor, this is a personal attack.
It's not a personal attack. I'm almost done.
Before, how about we move Ms. Ramsey? She's making some false accusations. She's making some direct accusation, accusing members of the board of accepting money.
You did.
Thank you very much.
I've seen your finance report. Don't try.
Got you too, baby. Thank you. Next is Mr. McCoy.
Good afternoon. I'm Eddie McCoy, 408 Kingsbury Street. It's a tough act to follow, but I can handle it. I'm a concerned citizen. You all know that. I'm a serious concerned citizen. I love this city. I love to talk about things that I think need to be done. Tonight, the roundabout is the first thing I want to talk about. When they put the roundabout on Main and Spring Street, when they finished it, they put flowers in there. I thought they was pretty, and I thought they was gonna stay. And then a couple months later, they put something else in there. And I thought somebody wrote back and said, no, we don't like that. We need to try something else. So I said, what to do? So, well, I got some rocks down at Public Works Building. Let's put some rocks in there. And so they said, that's a good idea. And people said, you know, they put some rocks down there, you know, it look nice. And I said, yeah, then guess what they did? They put water in there. I said, wait a minute. So I come before the board tonight to make a request that I would like for the board to be considered. Allergy Allerton told me, and when I was on the board, I was the mayor. And I was one that's talking about street names. And I said, y'all name streets after birds and flowers when you name it after somebody. You know what he told me? He said, if you want a street named after you, you go buy some land and put a street in there and name it after you. And I said, thank you. All this I'm saying is that I would like for this board to make the final decision on what goes in the roundabout. Suggestion, yeah, take suggestion from anybody, but you make the final decision. Because I don't want that statue, that Confederate statue sitting down in that roundabout. And I don't you tell me I've been in Oxford all my life. Oh, that wouldn't happen. You dream. You think it wouldn't happen. You think they wouldn't put that statue down in that roundabout? You weren't born here. That's why you think they wouldn't. So that's what, you wasn't born here. That's why you think they wouldn't do it. I would like for this board to consider and make the final decision what goes into the roundabout. The next thing is that from Alexander Street to Baker Street, if you go down there at night and make a right on Goshen Street, all the way from now all the way to the top of the hill and down, there's no lights and no sidewalks. And that's a dangerous area for people to be walking at night or something. And there's no lighting in there, and there's no sidewalks. And I know some of you here don't even know where Goshen Street is, don't know where Alexander Street is. But it's a street in Oxford. Alexander runs into Goshen Street. And the final thing is, this is just a suggestion. And I think that don't y'all have a Christmas party, a Christmas dinner, or something? Mr. City Manager? Yeah, for Christmas, for your employees. I would like for someone to make a suggestion, not the board member, somebody, get the fire chief to do it, or the police chief, to think that mayor for his first year on the board and thinking for the job he has done since he's been on the board for the first year. I would like for somebody to make, don't give him no plaque or nothing like that, no certificate, because it'll go to his head. Just give him a necktie or something like that, one like he got on. But seriously, I would like for someone to recognize him for the first year of his service to the city. Thank you.
I gotta make a statement. Not in regards to Mr. McCoy. Mrs. Ramsey came with an accusation of a statement accusing myself, Mr. Khan, and Mr. Toby, unless you said financial Khan and myself. The police department issue started way before I came on this board. The documents were signed to make a study on it before I got on this board. If Mrs. Ramsey feel that the donation I got from anyone in this city, because I got a lot of donation, I think I have a lot of donation, and she ran as mayor, and she's probably disappointed that she didn't get that. This came fine, and everything is registered. I don't get the complaints when if you ask any business member in this city or residents, how many things I've done for them, and not even collected dime, not even asked for dime, you find the difference. So my record is clean. If Ms. Ramsey has something to do, she knows the proper format to do it. She can, I'm quite sure she can approach our city attorney, and he will instruct her in what she needs to do. Thank you. Mr. Toby.
Miss Ramsey was escorted out before she got to finish, but I want to make it clear, on my campaign, I funded myself. I never took a dime from anybody. And I want to make that perfectly clear. I self-funded. And that's, you can check the records for that. I self-funded. I just want to make that set the record straight for there.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
in light of Ms. Ramsey's egregious accusations, the only donations I accepted from, donations I've been accepting have been for estate grease, which has nothing to do with this board, that building, or any topic up here. To your point, with respect to the building, that particular building, that was an agreement between, I only think it started with this particular city manager. It started before that. It was agreement between the city to review what I believe a contract to rent the building, if that serves. But I do believe that Mr. Toby and I tabled that discussion.
We did.
Pending further information. This board did not direct anyone to do anything. This was a decision. This came about from trying to figure out what we needed to do to handle the police department building, which has repair issues and other things going on. It's as simple as that. So I take offense to Ms. Ramsey's comments of trying to accuse us for taking money as if it was, we somehow benefited from it. It's egregious.
Well, you know, in light of the fact that there was some research done and some costs involved, that's why I withdrew my motion.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Well, this is the second person who had moved from this law. And if you come in here making crazy accusations, I'll let me move, and I will do it again. Sometime you bring the military, I know you're going to do that. And you bring it up, let's go ahead. Let's move on. We move to public hearing on city business. The first item of business tonight is to consider approving the budget amendment for the stormwater brick building resilient infrastructure and communities grant. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, 4.2, consider approving a budget amendment to appropriate fund balance for rollover POs. I think that's the, would you like some details on that, please, city manager, and the rollover POs?
Yeah, these are typically expenses, typically projects that are going to start in the previous fiscal year and needs to continue in the next fiscal year. So we're going to get them complete in time. So we're going to roll them over.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
You second?
Second.
Is there a discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 4.3, consider adopting an ordinance declaring road and street closures for the Veterans Day activities and parade and for the Christmas activities and the lighting of the greens. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Your second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I don't think
Commissioner Duncan?
is this a new requirement from DOT to have an ordinance like this?
It was explained to me, I'm sorry, I just know the answer.
I'm just curious.
That it's always been a rule, but they have just recently started enforcing it.
Okay. Will we have to do this for any event that we have, we close the street, whether it be?
If it's a DOT street, yes, sir.
Oh, she said municipality it is.
Mrs. Elliott, please.
It's a process for the municipalities. For private events, the process is different, which is the process we were following before. And when the person that handles our closures became permanent, he started to enforce the rules that have always been in place.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So we doing this from now on. Thank you. Ms. Elliott. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? We did already. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Call for public hearing to consider restricting street parking on selected streets to be held at November board meeting on 11/12/2024. If you remember, we have had several discussions on that, and we talked about this in general meeting, so we want to make it a public hearing and move on from there. So, is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion?
Just one question, Mr. Mayor. In this document, I mean, the public haven't got it, but we got this stuff. In that document, I'm talking about Polly Drive. There was a suggestion about a speed bump, but I think the new suggestion now is a three-way stop at one of those roads. Am I correct in thinking that?
Right, that's,
We test that? All right. That's all I wanted to ask about that. Make sure it was a three-way stop and not a. All right. Thank you.
The board is basing on a recommendation by both the fire and police chief. So all these items will be discussed more in details during the public hearing. Is there a motion?
He made a motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Consider accepting the August 2024 financial report and the September 3rd and 10th minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Your second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This time, proceed to ask commissioners, board, to make any statement. All right, we'd like to start with Commissioner Vels.
Just want to say thank you to everybody who came out today. I also want to just give a quick statement. I'm just a little disappointed on how stuff has turned amongst our citizens. There has been, just over the years, so much hatred, no matter whether it's politics or whatever it might be. And sometimes it's just for no reason, just because of what neighborhood you're from. And I just want to just express a dislike to it. I mean, when I first started coming to Oxford back in 2002, my wife's family's from this community. I mean, generations and generations. And I fell in love with this place. And the reason why I fell in love with Oxford is because all my life I've lived in big cities where you will live next door to your neighbor and won't even know who your neighbor is. They won't speak to you. Like socialization, in some cases, it's not even a thing. It was just people are all for self. And when I first came to Oxford, people were very welcoming. People would just talk to you out of nowhere in the grocery stores, wave at you when they ride by. To me, that was a culture shock. When somebody waved at me when I was sitting on my wife's grandmother's porch, I'm looking at her, you know those people? She said, no, that's just how they are here. And it's just Southern hospitality and kindness was something that was expressed a lot in Oxford. And it seems as if Oxford is moving away from that, And I guess when I speak on this, I speak on behalf of a lot of people because I've talked to people over the years that's not from Oxford, and they tell me how much they love this place, and they love the way the people are. So, I just making a statement, because sometimes we find ourselves, people will attack you even over national politics, over something over candidates or people that don't even know you, and turn turn you against your own neighbor that you might have had a good relationship with. So I just want us to, I want people to think about where Oxford is heading as a people and think about where we once were and what it is that you can do as an individual to bring back that community and that atmosphere. That's all I got, man.
Commissioner Lumpkins.
Yes, I don't really have much. I did want to remind everybody about the Masonic Homecoming Festival this weekend. So it looks like they're having a yard party, and this might be an old document, so if I say anything wrong, please correct me. Yard party on campus Friday evening with live music, food options. And then music on main stage on Saturday will begin around 12:30 p.m. The barbecue cook-off competition, activities, games, homecoming queen, tours of the museums, campus tours, etc. And then the parade is also Saturday, October 12th, beginning at 11 a.m. And I believe this year the parade will go through the Masonic Home campus. So I hope to see everybody out there. It's a great event. If you've never been, there's plenty to do for kids, for any age. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. Thank you.
Commissioner McCray.
First, good evening, everyone. And as always, thank you for sacrificing your time and coming out and being a part of this board meeting. It is appreciated. And of course, we always encourage everyone to continue to come. I would ask, I know it was mentioned earlier in the meeting, but if you guys would please keep our fellow citizens of North Carolina out in the West, please keep them in your prayers. Those and their families, of course, those that were victims of the recent hurricane there, Helene, and also Milton, the one that's going across Florida now. So please, we're blessed, and it's nothing good or bad that we've done collectively or individually, but that allows us to sit here and have fair weather and everything. So first, for which we should be thankful for, but also be considerate of those again that are going through right now. And if you have the opportunity, of if you're so inclined, to either donate time or what have you to help our fellow North Carolinians, it will be greatly appreciated. And finally, just to kind of piggyback on what Commissioner Velez said, it's fine that we disagree on things. Can you imagine if all of us in here were on this, were just the same people? How boring that would be. And what could we really accomplish if all of us were the exact same? Not much. So it's fine that we disagree. But I would have to cry. I believe it was Martin Luther King said, we can disagree as long as we're not violently disagreeable. And bottom line, and I know the mayor said it, and we've said it collectively as a board, it's all about respect. And just continue to display that respect. It's definitely, it's earned, but it should be definitely shown as well. So, but again, I say all that, to say this again, thank you for your time and your consideration. Continue to bring your thoughts and concerns, because, that's what we were hired on for. So continue to do that, and know that any and everything we do is, in our opinions, is the best for the best efforts and the best for Oxford moving forward. So again, thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Commissioner Khan.
Couple items. First, thank you to everyone in the county and the city of Oxford who has donated to the disaster relief projects going on both here at the fire department, and those donations that came in through the sheriff's department and other organizations across the city and county this week. It's been been rough. In the western part of the state, my brother is in Mitchell County. I did not hear from him until Wednesday of last week. I had no idea if he was dead or alive. We have mutual friends who we're still missing. And there's a great number of homes, businesses that have been wiped out. It's a truly devastating event. It'll be a long recovery for a lot of those folks. So our thoughts and prayers are with them for sure. But thank you to everyone in the community that showed their support. It means a lot to the folks out there. Second, I guess, Mr. Manager, if we had any updates on, since the police building was in fact brought up. I know the mold assessment and some of the other construction or update pieces were being assessed. Have you got any information back as you're going to share, or that you plan on sharing with the board?
I'll be able to give you a little more detail within the next week or two. I'll say this in terms of the mold issue. It's not as bad as they think it would be, but nevertheless, we do need to take care. When I say mold, it's not the cancerous type of things like that. If you had an allergy or something like that, then yeah, that would bother you. So right now, what we're doing right now is getting an estimate of what it costs to remediate that. That'll be part of the overall plan for, I'll bring to you about the entire police department.
Mr. Burnett, will you? City Manager. Mr. Toby.
Again, I reiterate what Commissioner Khan said about thanking you for all the contributions to the disaster relief. And also that there are many fundraising efforts going around town. One of them I want to mention because it's very important, because it is a community, and that's the Orange Street Community Center. They're in need of funds as well to update their building to make it, and it is a community center. So please keep that in mind when you're thinking about donating to anywhere. The Orange Street Community Center. And the other thing is, I'm pleased to see the roads are starting to get done. I think most people in the city were pleased to see. Part of Hillsborough Street is now complete, apart from the striping, I believe, and then we go from there. I'll be glad when it's all finished, because like many of you, I get frustrated as well. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Bridges.
Yeah, I'm happy to see the progress with the streets. Looking forward to that roundabout getting done. That new business, which I believe they're going to be selling hot dogs and hamburgers, and they in fact had a little truck right behind Strong Arm Bakery, and I bought my staff some hot dogs, and all I can say to you is those hot dogs are delicious. And I'm looking forward to this new business that is right behind the new circle we're going to have. I also agree with my fellow commissioners about, decorum at the meetings here. This job as a commissioner is sometimes, not easy, because what you're trying to do is satisfy a number of people in the community, and you're going to always have some that don't agree with decisions you make. And I certainly don't think any of us are beyond criticism. However, the way you do it is important. I remember a citizen was attacking me about what I did in a courtroom in a case where I represented a defendant. against the citizen. And all I can say is there's a way to address us as commissioners. Certainly don't want to do name calling and make false accusations. Because I don't know about, the rest of my colleagues, but, I enjoy this position and I understand that I sit here because of the support of the citizens. And so I try to, in every decision I make to think about, if I were in the shoes of some of the constituents, how would I want a decision to be made? I want to also thank the mayor for hanging out with my granddaughter today. Believe it or not, Mayor, she talked about the fact that you had been by her school at West Oxford. They were having Hispanic Heritage Day, and we went to the book sales and had tacos, and so it was an enjoyable day. And it was nice that you had a mix of people coming together and celebrating. And my granddaughter was quite impressed, Mayor, with you interacting with her and talking to her. Thank you. Thank you. You were there too?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
They didn't see us, John.
Were you there? I can't remember. Commissioner, Mayor Pro Tem.
First, some reminders of the events that are coming up. Ghost Stories and S'mores at Lake Devon. Bring a chair and join professional storyteller Clara Ramsey for ghost stories around the campfire. Free to registered participants. Tuesday, put this date down now. Tuesday, October 22nd. Campfire and s'mores are at 6:30. Storytelling is at 7. Registration is required. Tuesday, October 29th. Glow in the Park Egg Hunt. Only $5 per person. S'mores at 6 and Halloween Black Lights Egg Hunt at 6:30. Register at Oxford, North Carolina Recreation Department. Please put this date down. This should be fun. October the 29th. Join us for Spook Spectacular, October the 31st, 2024, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Calling all little goblins, ghosts, superheroes. Don't miss downtown Oxford frightful fun Halloween event. The City of Oxford, Granville County Veterans Service, and Granville County Veterans Affairs present Veterans Day Operation Green Light Celebration. Saturday, November the 9th. Operation Green Light Celebration will be held on Main Street, Oxford, North Carolina. The event starts at 12 p.m. with the parade beginning at 3. Those are the upcoming events. And for my remarks, I want to thank Ms. Cheryl Hart and Antoine. If you read last Thursday's paper, you saw my name in it. Gee, because of buzzards being behind Food Line and Chinese restaurant off of Roxborough Road, which I did not see, but a neighbor reported them. Ms. Hart and Antoine, thank you for addressing that situation as expediently as you did. Of all things to be put in the paper with it, this is a bunch of buzzards, but that's okay. I would like to thank those that attended the Qatar banquet. Thank you all so much, even though the weather wasn't the best. Thank you all for attending. And I think that's it. That's it. That's it.
Thank you. There's a couple items we there's been a couple of Hispanic heritage events. One was today at West Oxford. Attended several. Henderson Collegiate, there was a Hispanic heritage event last Sunday at the community center. Community center, I think Commissioner Toby mentioned that there is a fundraiser event October 19th. I'll talk to you a few minutes about the community center. There's people in this community that is taking time to go in there and volunteer to rebuild that place. We're being supervised by the permanent mayor of Oxford, Mrs. Rogers, who's here. She really cracks a real whip, and she wants it done. But the community center is being refurbished, being done, and I can't wait till October 19th, because maybe I will not get pushed around that much again. But please donate. You can go online and do that, or you can contact Mrs. Rogers and donate for the community center, because once it's done, you'll be able to have all your events down there, your weddings and your parties and everything. And there's going to be also some plays and community events for kids. Today we had a presentation by Mayor Al Willard down in the lobby. He got his long leaf award. On the 26th of October, if I don't say this, I'll get beat up also. There's going to be a dog parade. More details to come. They'll have it out on social media and they get it around. We did that last year. We had over 40-something dogs. So it's going to happen again. Anybody wants my dog, they can do that for me. Two other things important. Today, we attended a Granville Homeless Coalition meeting at the Cornerstone Church. And this time of year when the weather gets cold, then the fire chief, police chief are called out. So we're working on that to try to get that done. So we should have another meeting and some more activities. Please come out. They had a presentation here at the board back then, and they did the county. So we need to see how we can help them and make this happen. We have, that was put into effect last year, the Helen Curran, Amos is her last name?
Helen Amos Curran.
Amos
Helen Curran
Curran.
Amos. Helen
Okay.
Curran Amos.
That award, I guess, is an annual, and we would like to start taking nomination. I had one lady reach out to me and said, "This is the lady that's gonna get it." I can't do that. I said, "Ma'am, it has to be a nomination, and there's gonna be a committee that select and we read." So we want to cut off date. I would say December 15th. We can present it during the January board meeting. Is that enough? 15th. So we get that out December 15th. Richards, and we can get those nominations. Other than that, I think we're good. The city's getting things done. People are happy. We move on to the next chapter. Thank you. I have one question, maybe Mr. Hart and Mrs. Ratliff can answer. I've been called down to Hillsborough Street by some of the business owners because somebody said everything's going to be converted into parallel parking down there. No. And I just told them I'd get to you ladies who controls that. So that's a rumor being spread. You probably heard it already, but they have everybody panicking down there. It's going to be strictly parallel parking. So now it's, you can say it's Oaks. We're not going to have any parallel parking down there. We're not in New York City. Other than that, I think we're moving on fine. I'm done. So we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
We got a second? Second. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming out.